Welcome to Proclaiming Justice, a podcast from PJTN that focuses the light of truth on vital issues in today's headlines that impact every American. I'm your host, Laurie Cardoza-Moore, founder and president of Proclaiming Justice to the Nations, and I'm here to educate, motivate, and activate you to action. I want to arm you with the truth and the facts you'll need to fight and preserve our constitutional republic and uphold the Judeo-Christian values our nation was founded upon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at NRB 2025, and I have the honor of speaking with the member of Knesset, Ohad Tal. He is our hero. This is his second. He's come back this year to speak with us at PJTN. But why is he our hero again this year? It's because he's working on the Judea and Samaria resolution. He introduced it. He's going to talk about that. His resolution is going to we're going to bring it to Florida, we're going to bring it to Tennessee, and we're going to bring it to Ohio. And God willing, even more states. So see what you did? You caused all this trouble, and now we're jumping on the bandwagon. We're going to say we're going to be in your wings, the wind in your wings.
Thank you.
God
First
bless
of all,
you for being here.
Thank you very
so
much for having me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So tell us what's going on with this resolution. You came up with this idea. It's absolutely brilliant.
You know, I think that under the leadership of President Trump, many things that we thought maybe in the past that are impossible, today we realize that they are definitely possible because, you know, the logical solution is the only solution.
Right.
And we were trying to avoid that for too long. Too long, we tried to fool ourselves with all kinds of illusions about dividing God's land, giving pieces of it to the Arabs, hoping that will achieve peace and stability and prosperity. And time and time again, we discovered that it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So maybe the time has come to go to the biblical answers, to the biblical ideas, and try to implement them in today's reality.
Well, this is brilliant because we, as the Christian broadcasters, the national religious broadcasters, have also jumped on your bandwagon. And now they're introducing a resolution also calling on all the broadcasters to stop using the term West Bank, use the biblical term that Christians know, Judea and Samaria.
Right. We are going back to the Bible, we're going back to our roots, and I think this is the battle we have to fight together, Jews and Christians. We have many battles to fight together. You know, I keep saying to people that I'm so happy President Trump won the elections. And I think it's not just only a political victory, a brilliant political victory. It's also a spiritual victory.
Yes.
And why is that? Because for too long, you know, this progressive woke culture tried to tell conservative people that we are part of the past. We are not relevant anymore. And 77 million Americans stood up and said, no, we are here. We are not just rooted in the past, we are the present, we are the future, and they are sending a message, not just to America, but to the entire world, that this is what is important, and we are fighting together for conservative values, for biblical values, and we are in this fight together.
We are so excited. Americans are so excited. I see it in the posts, the text messages going out, in some of the emails, the e-blasts that people are communicating to have President Trump back in office. And I tell people, we have 4 years to make the difference. We've got to step up what we're doing, our efforts to make as much progress as we can, because we don't know what's going to happen after Trump.
You're right.
There's no guarantees.
And just for example, just the fact that he appointed Pastor Paula White for a faith office in the White House. This is a historic story. That sends the right message. You know, bringing God into the White House. This is the opposite of what we've seen in the past 4 years. So I'm sure that we will all see good things coming out of that.
Well, we're very sorry as Americans for what you had to endure under the Biden administration. We were enduring it with you.
4 hard years, I can tell you that, and especially the last 16 months trying to fight literally for our survival against what Iran has built around us, a ring of fire built such a massive terror infrastructure for decades,
Right.
with billions of dollars and an unbelievable army all around us. We were fighting for our survival since October 7th,
Right.
after the horrible massacre that Hamas has committed, killing, raping, burning families alive, butchering 1,200 people and kidnapping into Gaza over 250 people, including elderly, women, children, babies. We've just seen the past week the return of the bodies of the Bibas family. Kfir, one of the children in that family, was only 9 months old when he was kidnapped and 10 months old when he was murdered by Hamas. And they were killing him with their own bare hands. I mean, what kind of people, what kind of animals, what kind of savages they have to be in order to murder a beautiful, beautiful 10 months old baby? These are the savages we are fighting against.
Yes.
And I am sure that that now with the backing of the Trump administration, we will see a change in their
Right.
reality, because these savages are not just fighting Israel. We are just at the
Right.
forefront of this
That's
battle.
right.
I saw a video a couple of months ago of the leadership of the Muslim Brotherhood. His name is Sheikh Raed Salah, and he was asked by his people, what's going to happen in Gaza on the next day? You know what he told them? He told them that is the wrong question. The real question should be what's going to happen in America on the next day, because what we
That's
want
right.
to do is take down America. As they see Israel only as the forefront of this battle, so we have to fight, and we have to fight together.
We stand together, absolutely. So tell us where we are with the hostage situation. Are we going to finally get the hostages? I know Trump has spoken.
Yep.
He's said several times that we're going to support Israel's goal. They say it's to win the war and to bring the hostages home. But we get bits and pieces still.
Right.
Why haven't they released all the hostages?
Unfortunately, again, I'm part of the Israeli government. I'm part of Netanyahu's coalition. My party, I'm the chair of the religious Zionist party in the Knesset,
Right.
which we are part of the government. But we were strongly against the hostage deal, because we've said from the beginning that there is no deal who's gonna bring back all the hostages, and also the price that we are paying for that deal is unbearable, because effectively it keeps Hamas in power and it leaves behind most of the hostages, and this is not something we can afford. I think President Trump understands. I think at the beginning he supported the deal because he thought that would be maybe a way to bring back the hostages. I think today the president understands that negotiating with these terrorists, with these devils, that will not be the right way to bring the hostages. We have to go back fighting them. That's the only way to first eradicate Hamas, which we
Right.
have to. We have to eradicate that evil and to bring back all hostages. That's the only way. Only if we will force them,
Right.
we'll be able to bring them all back.
So is Egypt and Jordan and Saudi Arabia, are they going to absorb any of these Arabs from
all,
Gaza?
all these countries who supposedly support the Palestinians, I think they have to get some of them, right?
I
Because
think
if they
so.
support them so much, if they love them so much, go have them. So many countries blamed Israel, say that we're committing genocide, which is
Right.
of course it's a false, it's anti-Semitic claim. But if you're believing that we are committing genocide, then you have to accept the refugees of this genocide into your country. So please do, Ireland and Canada and all these countries who supported these allegations. Well, please get some Palestinians to your country.
I think it's a brilliant strategy to use, because you know what?
Yeah.
We all care about the welfare of the Palestinians,
Right.
and why aren't you taking them?
Exactly.
So is Trump going to be able to build his Mediterranean Riviera?
I hope so. I definitely hope so. I think that's the only logical, simple conclusion and solution
Yeah.
that can be achieved at the end of this war. If you really want to solve the problem this time and not keep repeating the same mistake that we've
Right.
tried in the past 30 years, to do the same thing over and over again, and learn
The
that
same results.
the same result is coming. So yes, if you want to solve the problem once and for all, removing the Gazans out of there,
Right.
that will be the most logical thing to do.
Absolutely. So Are we going to see any movement anytime soon with regards to?
I believe we will. I believe we will. We are working hard to prepare for the next stage of going back to fight Gaza and bringing back the hostages. And I think in the next couple of weeks, we will see a whole change in the reality. You know that in the past 16 months, we were fighting Gaza, but under the Biden administration, it was very hard because they were forcing us, to fight with one hand, but to feed Hamas with the other, because they were forcing us to bring the humanitarian aid, not just to the Palestinians in Gaza, but to Hamas, allowing them to basically to keep their control of their population. They were stopping us from having the ammunition that we were supposed to get in order to properly engage the war. So it was very hard to achieve victory. But again, I think that after Trump has back to the White House with this administration who has Israel's back, I think we'll see a whole different reality coming up.
Amen. We in America are so thrilled that for this new administration. Yes. We're so thrilled and grateful for the support, the leadership that Trump has initiated with all of this. And we want you to know we were just as embarrassed and ashamed of what our government was doing to Israel. It drove us nuts to watch it.
We all pray, that if Trump would have run in Israel, well, the last poll before the elections, he got over 75% in Israel and only something like 12% for Kamala Harris. So, we are the reddest state in the world, I would say.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here with us today, for giving us an update. That is my privilege, my honor. And God willing, next year we'll have even more progress made when we're here at the NRB.
Please God, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.